Hyunwoo came home late that night, just like every other night. His feet hurt from standing for 12 hours at the factory. His back ached from lifting heavy metal parts. His eyes felt dry from staring at machines all day. But this was his life, and he had accepted it long ago. He lived alone in a small apartment on level 47 of the Orion space station. The apartment had one room, one tiny bathroom, and a balcony that looked out into the endless black of space. It was not much, but it was his. He had worked hard for 5 years to afford even this small place. The station floated between Earth and the outer colonies. Thousands of workers lived here, building ships and weapons for the galactic trade routes. Humans were still new to space travel. They had only joined the galactic community 50 years ago. Most alien species looked down on humans. They called them primitive, weak, unimportant. Hyunwoo did not care about any of that. He just wanted to eat his dinner, watch some old shows on his screen, and sleep. Tomorrow would be another long day. He heated up his meal in the small cooker. It was rice with some vegetables and a small piece of fish. Nothing special, but it was warm and filling. He carried his plate to the balcony. He liked to eat there, looking at the stars. It made him feel less alone. But tonight, something was different. There was a creature on his balcony. Hyunwoo stopped. He blinked. He looked again. The creature was small, about the size of a house cat from Earth. It had dark fur that seemed to shimmer slightly in the dim light. Its eyes were large and golden, and they stared at Hyunwoo with a mix of fear and hunger. Hyunwoo had never seen anything like it before. It did not look like any alien species he knew. It looked almost like a cat, but not quite. There was something strange about its fur. When the light hit it at certain angles, he could see tiny scales underneath, glittering like stars. The creature was shaking. It looked thin and weak. Hyunwoo could see its ribs through its fur. He should have been scared. He should have called station security. Strange creatures did not just appear on balconies on level 47. But something about the way it looked at him made his heart hurt. It reminded him of himself when he was young. Alone. Hungry. Scared. Hyunwoo slowly sat down on the floor of the balcony. He held out his plate toward the creature. "Are you hungry?" he asked softly. The creature flinched at his voice but did not run away. Its golden eyes moved from his face to the food. "It is okay," Hyunwoo said. "I will not hurt you. Look, I will put some food here for you." He took a piece of fish from his plate and placed it on the floor, halfway between himself and the creature. Then he moved back and waited. For a long moment, nothing happened. The creature just stared at the fish. Then, slowly, it crept forward. Its movements were careful and silent. It sniffed the fish once, twice, and then ate it in one quick bite. Hyunwoo smiled. It was the first time he had smiled in weeks. "Good," he said. "You like fish. I have more." He put another piece on the floor. The creature ate that one too. Then another. And another. Soon, Hyunwoo had given away most of his dinner. He only had a little rice left for himself, but he did not mind. The creature looked a little less scared now. Its shaking had stopped, and it was watching him with those big golden eyes. "You need a name," Hyunwoo said. He thought for a moment. "I will call you Bori. It means barley. My grandmother used to say barley is strong. It grows even in bad soil. You look like a survivor, little one, so Bori is a good name for you." Bori made a soft sound, almost like a purr. Hyunwoo finished his small portion of rice and stood up slowly. He did not want to scare Bori away. "I have to go inside now," he said. "But you can stay here if you want. The balcony has a heater. It will keep you warm." He went inside and got ready for bed. Before he turned off the lights, he looked out at the balcony one more time. Bori was still there, curled up in the corner near the heater. Hyunwoo felt something warm in his chest. He had not felt that warmth in a long time. It felt like hope. The next morning, Hyunwoo woke up early. His first thought was of Bori. He rushed to the balcony, afraid that the creature would be gone, but Bori was still there. And when Bori saw him, something amazing happened. The creature stood up and walked toward him. It rubbed its head against his leg. Hyun-woo laughed. It was a real laugh. Not the tired fake ones he gave his co-workers. "You stayed," he said. "You really stayed." He made breakfast quickly. He gave half of his food to Bori again. He knew he would be hungry at work, but he did not care. Bori needed it more. As he left for work, he looked back at the balcony. Bori was watching him go. Those golden eyes seemed to understand more than a simple animal should. "I will be back tonight," Hyun-woo promised. "Wait for me, okay?" At the factory, Hyun-woo worked harder than usual. He wanted to finish quickly so he could go home. His co-worker, a man named Tae-ho, noticed the change. "You seem happy today," Tae-ho said. "Did something good happen?" Hyun-woo smiled. "I found a friend." Tae-ho looked confused. "A friend? Where?" "On my balcony," Hyun-woo said. Tae-ho laughed. "You are strange, Hyun-woo. But whatever makes you happy." That night, Hyun-woo bought extra food on his way home. It cost him money he did not really have, but he did not care. When he reached his apartment, Bori was waiting for him on the balcony, just as he had hoped. They ate dinner together, sitting under the stars. Hyun-woo talked to Bori about his day, about his life, about his dreams. Bori listened quietly, those golden eyes never leaving his face. "You know," Hyun-woo said, "I used to have a family, but they are gone now. I have been alone for a long time." Bori moved closer and pressed its warm body against his side. Hyun-woo stroked the creature's fur gently. It was soft, but he could feel the tiny scales underneath. They were smooth and warm, like heated metal. "You are special, Bori," he whispered. "I do not know what you are, or where you came from, but I am glad you found me." Above them, the stars shone bright and cold. Somewhere out there, in the vast darkness of space, great powers were searching for something precious that had been lost, but Hyun-woo did not know that yet. For now, he was just a lonely man who had found a friend. And that was enough. 3 weeks passed, and Bori became a part of Hyun-woo's life. Every morning, he would wake up and find Bori sleeping on the balcony. Every evening, he would come home and share his dinner with the little creature. It was a simple routine, but it made Hyun-woo happier than he had been in years. Bori was growing stronger. The creature was no longer thin and weak. Its fur was shiny now, and those golden eyes glowed with health. Sometimes, when the light was just right, Hyun-woo could see the scales beneath the fur flash with colors. Blue, purple, gold. It was beautiful, but there were strange things about Bori that Hyun-woo could not explain. One evening, Hyun-woo came home feeling sick. He had caught a cold at the factory. His head hurt, and his body felt heavy. He did not have energy to cook, so he just lay down on his bed. Bori came inside the apartment for the first time. The creature jumped onto the bed and curled up on Hyun-woo's chest. At first, Hyun-woo was surprised. Bori had never come inside before. Then something strange happened. Warmth spread from Bori's body into his chest. It was not normal warmth. It felt like liquid sunlight pouring into him. The pain in his head faded. His body stopped aching. Within minutes, Hyun-woo felt completely better. He sat up and stared at Bori. The creature looked back at him with those golden eyes. "What are you?" Hyun-woo whispered. Bori just purred. Another strange thing happened a few days later. Hyun-woo was talking to Bori while eating dinner, like he always did. He was telling Bori about a problem at work. One of the machines had broken, and his boss had blamed him for it. "It was not my fault," Hyun-woo said sadly. "But no one believes me. They never believe humans. We are too new to space. Everyone thinks we are stupid and clumsy." Bori made a sound. It was not a purr or a meow. It was something else. It almost sounded like the creature was trying to speak. Hyun-woo stopped eating. "Did you just try to talk?" Bori tilted its head. Those golden eyes seemed to understand everything he was saying. "You understand me, do you not?" Hyun-woo said slowly. You really understand human speech. Bori blinked once. It felt like a yes. Hyunwoo should have been scared. Normal animals did not understand language. Normal animals did not heal people. But he could not be scared of Bori. The little creature had become his best friend. It is okay, Hyunwoo said. You do not have to tell me your secrets. Everyone has secrets. I have them too. He went back to eating, and Bori curled up beside him. Meanwhile, far away from the Orion space station, something big was happening. In the heart of the galaxy, there was an empire called the Dracon Empire. It was one of the oldest and most powerful empires in the known universe. The Dracons were dragon-like beings. They were huge, powerful, and lived for thousands of years. Their scales were harder than any metal. Their breath could melt starships. They ruled over hundreds of planets and millions of species. The ruler of the Dracon Empire was the Dragon Queen. Her name was Sereth, and she had ruled for 3,000 years. She was wise and strong, feared by her enemies and respected by her allies. But even the most powerful queen had a weakness. Her weakness was her daughter. The princess was young by Dracon standards. She was only 200 years old, still a child in their long-lived species. She was curious and adventurous, always wanting to explore new places. One day, she had sneaked away from the palace to see the outer regions of the galaxy. She had never returned. The Dragon Queen had sent her best warriors to search for her daughter. They looked in every corner of the galaxy. They searched planets, stations, and ships. But the princess was nowhere to be found. What the searchers did not know was that the young princess had a special ability. She could change her form. She could make herself small and hide her true nature. It was a rare gift, even among Drakons. The princess had gotten lost during her adventure. She had ended up on a human space station, alone and scared. To hide from danger, she had taken the form of a small, cat-like creature. She had hidden on a balcony, cold and hungry, hoping someone would help her. And someone did. A human named Hyunwoo had found her. He had shared his food with her, even though he had little for himself. He had given her a name and made her feel safe. For the first time since she got lost, the princess did not feel alone. She had planned to reveal her true self and ask for help to return home, but something stopped her. Hyunwoo was kind to her without knowing who she was. He did not care about her power or her family. He just cared about her. She had never experienced anything like that before. In the palace, everyone treated her with fear and respect because she was the Dragon Queen's daughter. No one dared to be her real friend. No one shared meals with her or talked to her about their problems. She was royalty, and royalty was always alone. But here, with Hyunwoo, she was just Bori, a small creature that someone loved for no reason at all. It was wonderful, so she stayed. Back on the Orion space station, Hyunwoo was watching the news on his old screen. He did not usually care about galactic news, but something caught his attention. A reporter was talking about the Dracon Empire. The screen showed images of huge dragon beings flying through space. They looked powerful and terrifying. The search continues for the missing princess of the Dracon Empire, the reporter said. The Dragon Queen has issued a galaxy-wide alert. Any information about the princess's location will be rewarded. However, the Queen has also warned that anyone who harms her daughter will face the full fury of the Dracon Empire. Hyunwoo watched with interest. He felt bad for the missing princess. Being lost and alone was terrible. He knew that feeling well. Beside him, Bori was very still. The creature was watching the screen too, and its golden eyes looked worried. "Are you okay, Bori?" Hyunwoo asked. Bori quickly looked away from the screen and pressed closer to Hyunwoo. "Poor princess," Hyunwoo said. "I hope they find her soon. Her mother must be so worried." He stroked Bori's fur gently. Under his fingers, he felt the creature trembling slightly. "Do not be scared," Hyunwoo said softly. "Those big dragons are far away from here. They will not come to a small station like this. We are safe." Bori looked up at him. Those golden eyes held something deep. Guilt, maybe, or fear. Or something else that Hyunwoo could not name. Whatever it is, it will be okay, Hyunwoo said. I will protect you, Bori. I promise. He did not know that the words he spoke would be tested very soon. He did not know that the little creature in his arms was the very princess the entire galaxy was searching for. And he did not know that the Drakon warriors were getting closer every day. That night, Hyunwoo fell asleep with Bori curled up beside his head. The creature watched him sleep for a long time. In the darkness, a single tear rolled down from those golden eyes. The princess had found something precious, something she did not want to lose, but she knew the truth could not stay hidden forever. The Drakon warriors arrived at the Orion space station on a cold morning. Their ship was massive, dark as night, and shaped like a sleeping dragon. It cast a shadow over the entire station as it docked at the main port. Hyunwoo heard about it at the factory. Everyone was talking about it. The workers whispered to each other with fear in their voices. Drakons, Taeho said, his face pale. Why would Drakons come here? We are just a small worker station. We have nothing important. Maybe they are looking for that missing princess, another worker said. I heard they are searching everywhere in the galaxy. Hyunwoo felt a strange feeling in his chest. It was worry, but he did not know why. He thought about Bori waiting for him at home, and suddenly he wanted to leave work and check on the little creature. But he could not leave. He had to finish his shift. The Drakon warriors spread out across the station. There were 10 of them, all in their smaller humanoid forms. Even in these forms, they were huge. Each warrior was over 2 meters tall, with scales covering their skin. Their eyes glowed like fire, and they wore armor made of black metal. They carried strange devices in their hands. The devices beeped and flashed as the warriors walked through the station. They were scanning for something. Or someone. The workers stayed out of their way. No one wanted to anger a Drakon. The dragons could destroy the entire station if they wanted to. One of the warriors, a female with silver scales, spoke to the station commander. We are searching for our princess, she said. Her voice was deep and powerful. She has been missing for many weeks. Our scans show a faint energy signature on this station. The energy matches our royal bloodline. The many tent started 217. The station commander was shaking. He was a small man with gray hair, and he looked like he might faint. Of course, he said quickly. Please. Search wherever you need. We will help in any way we can. Sama. The warriors spread out. They went through every level of the station. They scanned every room, every hallway, every storage area. The workers watched in silence as the dragons searched their homes and workplaces. Hyunwoo tried to focus on his work, but his mind kept going back to Bori. The strange feeling in his chest was growing stronger. Something was wrong. He could feel it. When his shift finally ended, Hyunwoo ran home. He had never moved so fast in his life. His legs burned and his lungs ached. But he did not stop. He reached his apartment and threw open the door. Bori, he called out. Bori, where are you? For a terrible moment, there was no answer. The apartment was silent and empty. Then he heard it. A soft whimper from the balcony. Hyunwoo rushed to the balcony. Bori was there, hiding in the smallest corner, pressed against the wall. The little creature was shaking badly. Worse than the first night Hyunwoo had found it. Bori. Hyunwoo fell to his knees and gathered the creature in his arms. What is wrong? Are you sick? Bori looked up at him with those golden eyes. They were full of fear and something else. Guilt. Deep, terrible guilt. It is okay, Hyunwoo said softly. Whatever it is okay. I am here now. I will protect you. He carried Bori inside and closed the balcony door. He pulled the curtains shut and turned off most of the lights. He did not know why he was doing this. He just knew he had to keep Bori hidden. They sat together in the darkness. Hyunwoo held Bori close to his chest. He could feel the creature's heart beating fast. Like a tiny drum. Those dragons outside. Hyunwoo whispered. They are looking for their princess. But they will not find her here. This is just a small apartment. There is nothing special here. Bori made a sound. It was almost like a sob. Hyun-woo stroked the creature's fur. You are scared of them, are you not? Do not worry. They are scary, but they will not hurt us. We are just ordinary people. We have nothing they want. Time passed slowly. Hyun-woo heard footsteps in the hallway outside his apartment. Heavy footsteps. Dracon footsteps. He held his breath. The footsteps stopped outside his door. Hyun-woo's heart nearly stopped. He pressed Bori tighter against his chest. The creature was trembling so hard that Hyun-woo could feel it through his whole body. There was a knock on the door. It was not a normal knock. It was hard and commanding. Open the door, a deep voice said. We are conducting a search. Hyun-woo did not know what to do. If he did not open the door, they would break it down. If he opened the door, they would search his apartment. They would find Bori. But why would they care about Bori? Bori was just a small animal. Not a princess. Unless, no. That was crazy. Bori could not be the princess. The princess was a dragon. A huge, powerful dragon. Bori was small and soft and loved fish. They were nothing alike. Open the door now, the voice commanded again. Hyun-woo made a decision. He gently put Bori down and pointed to a small cabinet in the corner. Hide there, he whispered. Do not come out no matter what. I will handle this. Bori looked at him with wide eyes. The creature shook its head. Please, Hyun-woo begged. Trust me. Hide. For a moment, Bori did not move. Then, slowly, the creature crept into the cabinet. Hyun-woo closed the door softly. He walked to the front door and opened it. 2 Dracon warriors stood outside. They were huge, filling the entire doorway. Their eyes glowed as they looked at Hyun-woo. You are slow. Human, one of them said. I am sorry, Hyun-woo said. I was sleeping. I work long hours at the factory. The warriors pushed past him into the apartment. They held up their scanning devices and began to search. Hyun-woo stood by the wall, trying to look calm. His heart was beating so fast he thought they might hear it. One of the warriors scanned the living area. The device beeped softly. The warrior frowned. There is something here, he said to his partner. A faint energy signature. Very weak, but it matches the royal bloodline. The other warrior nodded. Search thoroughly. They opened drawers and cabinets. They looked under the bed and behind the curtains. They moved closer and closer to the small cabinet where Bori was hiding. Hyun-woo's hands were shaking. He had to do something. He had to stop them. What are you looking for? He asked, trying to distract them. Maybe I can help. We are looking for our princess, one warrior said. She is small. She can change her form. She might look like an animal or a child. Have you seen anything strange? Hyun-woo shook his head. No, nothing strange. Just me and my work. The warrior stared at him with those glowing eyes. Hyun-woo felt like the dragon could see right through him. Then the warrior turned away and continued searching. They were now right next to the cabinet. Hyun-woo could not breathe. This was it. They were going to find Bori. They were going to take the little creature away. He would never see his friend again. One warrior reached for the cabinet door, and then something happened. The lights in the apartment flickered. The scanning devices made strange noises and went dark. What? The warrior said, looking at his device. It stopped working. Mine too, the other warrior said. They tried to restart the devices, but nothing worked. The technology was dead. Interference, one warrior said. Probably from the station's old power system. This place is falling apart. The other warrior looked around the apartment one more time. Then he shook his head. Nothing here, he said. Let us move on. We have many more levels to search. They walked to the door. One of them stopped and looked back at Hyun-woo. If you see anything strange, report it immediately, he said. The Dragon Queen is not patient. Then they were gone. Hyun-woo collapsed against the wall. His legs could not hold him anymore. He was shaking just as badly as Bori had been. He crawled to the cabinet and opened it. Bori was inside, those golden eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. "They are gone," Hyunwoo whispered. "We are safe." Bori jumped into his arms. The creature pressed against his chest, making soft sounds. Hyunwoo held Bori tight and felt tears running down his face. He did not know what had just happened. He did not know why he had risked everything for this small creature. But he knew one thing for certain: he would never let anyone take Bori away, no matter what. Outside the apartment, the Draken scout looked back at the building. His regular scanner was broken, but his own senses were strong. He had felt something in that human's apartment. Something familiar. He would be back. The Dragon Queen arrived 3 days later. Her ship was not like the warrior ship. It was enormous, the size of a small moon, covered in golden scales that shone like a second sun. When it appeared near the Orion space station, every alarm on the station went off. Every screen showed emergency warnings. Hyunwoo was at work when it happened. The factory shut down immediately. All workers were ordered to return to their homes and stay inside. "This is bad," Taeho said, his voice shaking. "The queen herself came. She never leaves her empire. Something big must have happened." Hyunwoo did not wait to hear more. He ran home as fast as his legs could carry him. When he reached his apartment, Bori was waiting by the door. The creature looked different. Its fur was standing up, and its eyes were brighter than usual. It looked scared, but also something else. Resigned. Like it had accepted something terrible. "Bori," Hyunwoo said, picking up the creature. "Something is happening. A big ship arrived. They say the Dragon Queen herself is here." Bori made a soft sound and pressed its face against Hyunwoo's chest. "It will be okay," Hyunwoo said, though he did not believe his own words. "We will stay inside. We will hide together. They cannot search every apartment again." But even as he said this, he heard something, a sound from outside. It was not footsteps this time. It was wind. Powerful wind that shook the walls of the building. Hyunwoo went to the window and looked out. What he saw made his blood turn cold. A dragon was descending from the sky. Not the warriors in their smaller forms. A real dragon. Huge. Magnificent. Terrifying. The dragon was covered in scales of deep purple and gold. Its wings spread wide enough to cover the entire station block. Its eyes burned like twin suns. And it was landing right outside Hyunwoo's building. Every person on level 47 ran. They screamed and pushed each other, trying to get away. But Hyunwoo did not run. He could not move. He just stood at the window, holding Bori, watching the dragon land. The dragon's form began to change. Its massive body shrank, the scales melting into skin. Within moments, a woman stood where the dragon had been. She was tall and beautiful in a way that was not human. Her skin had a faint purple shimmer. Her eyes still burned with golden fire. Her long hair flowed behind her like living shadows. She wore armor of black and gold, and a crown of twisted metal sat on her head. This was the Dragon Queen. Sereth, ruler of the Draken Empire. The most powerful being in the known galaxy, and she was looking directly at Hyunwoo's window. Hyunwoo stepped back. His heart was pounding so hard he thought it might break his ribs. Bori was trembling in his arms. The door to his apartment exploded inward. It did not open. It simply ceased to exist. And there, in the doorway, stood the Dragon Queen. "Human," she said. Her voice was like thunder and music combined. "You have something that belongs to me." Hyunwoo could not speak. His voice was gone. His body was frozen with fear. The queen stepped into his small apartment. She looked around at the tiny space with something like disgust. Then her burning eyes locked onto Bori. "My child," she said softly. "I have searched the entire galaxy for you." Bori made a sound. It was not a meow or a purr. It was a word. "Mother." Hyunwoo almost dropped the creature. He looked down at Bori with shock. The little animal he had fed and loved for weeks could speak. Could speak to the Dragon Queen. Everything clicked into place. The strange scales under the fur. The healing power. The way Bori understood everything he said. The fear when the warriors came. Bori was the princess. The missing princess that the entire galaxy was searching for. "Give her to me," the queen commanded. She held out her hand. Hyunwoo's arms tightened around Bori without thinking. "No." The word came out before he could stop it. It surprised him as much as it surprised the queen. Her eyes narrowed. Fire flickered in their depths. "What did you say, human?" "I said no," Hyunwoo heard himself say. His voice was shaking, but the words kept coming. "I will not just hand her over like that. She was scared when I found her. Scared and hungry and alone. I do not know what happened to her, or why she ran away. But I know fear when I see it." The queen's face darkened. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly. "You dare to refuse me? I am the Dragon Queen. I could destroy this entire station with a single breath, then destroy it," Hyunwoo said. He did not know where this courage was coming from. Maybe it was not courage at all. Maybe it was love. "But I will not give her to someone who makes her afraid." The queen raised her hand. Power gathered around her fingers. Dark and terrible power that made the air itself shake. "Wait," a small voice said. It was Bori. But not Bori. The creature in Hyunwoo's arms was changing. Growing. The fur melted away. The small body stretched and transformed. Within seconds, a young woman stood beside Hyunwoo. She looked like a smaller, softer version of the queen. Purple scales dotted her skin like freckles. Her eyes were the same golden color that Hyunwoo had come to love. She wore a simple white dress that seemed to have appeared from nowhere. "Mother," the princess said, "do not hurt him." The queen stared at her daughter. The fire in her eyes flickered. "You would defend this human? This primitive creature who dared to speak to me with such disrespect?" "He is not disrespectful," the princess said firmly. "He is brave. He is kind. He is the first person who ever cared about me without knowing who I was." The queen lowered her hand slightly. "What are you talking about?" "In the palace, everyone feared me because I am your daughter," the princess said. "No one was my friend. No one spoke to me honestly. But Hyunwoo found me on his balcony, cold and hungry. And he shared his food with me. He has almost nothing, mother. He works every day at a factory just to afford this tiny apartment. But he gave me half of everything he had." The queen looked at Hyunwoo. Her gaze was measuring, judging. "He did not know I was a princess," the daughter continued. "He did not know I was valuable. He was kind to me because that is just who he is. Because humans can be kind even when there is nothing to gain from it." Hyunwoo found his voice. "I thought she was just a hungry animal. I did not want anything from her. I was just lonely. We both were. We kept each other company." The queen was silent for a long moment. The fire in her eyes dimmed slightly. "You hid her from my warriors," she said finally. "You protected her, even when you knew what we could do to you." "Oh, I did not know she was your daughter," Hyunwoo said. "I just knew someone was trying to take my friend away. I could not let that happen." The queen turned to her daughter. "Is this true? He did not know?" The princess nodded. "He did not know until this moment. He protected me because he loves me. Not the princess. Not the power. Just me." Something changed in the queen's face. The hardness melted. Just a little. For a moment, she looked almost like a regular mother worried about her child. "I have been searching for you for weeks," she said softly. "I have not slept. I have not eaten. I thought you were dead. Do you understand how much pain you caused me?" "I am sorry, mother," the princess said. Tears ran down her face. "I just wanted to feel normal. I wanted someone to like me for who I am. And when Hyunwoo took care of me, I finally felt happy." The queen closed her eyes. When she opened them again, the fire was gone. Only sadness remained. I have failed you, she said quietly. I gave you power and protection, but I did not give you what you truly needed. I did not give you love. She looked at Hyunwoo. Human, you gave my daughter something that all my wealth and power could not. You gave her kindness without condition. For that, I owe you a debt that can never be fully repaid. Hyunwoo did not know what to say. He just stood there, trembling, still trying to process everything that had happened. The princess took his hand. Her grip was warm and strong. Mother, she said, can we stay a little longer? I want to say goodbye properly. The queen nodded slowly. Very well. But we must return home soon. The empire needs us. She turned and walked out of the ruined doorway. As she passed Hyunwoo, she paused. You are either very brave or very foolish, she said. Perhaps both. But you are also good. That is rare in this galaxy. Then she was gone, leaving Hyunwoo alone with the princess who used to be his cat. Hyunwoo and the princess stood in his ruined apartment, looking at each other. The door was gone, blown apart by the queen's power. Cold air from the hallway drifted in, but neither of them moved to fix it. I am sorry, the princess said. Her voice was soft and sad. I should have told you the truth. Hyunwoo shook his head. Would I have believed you? A dragon princess hiding on my balcony as a cat? I would have thought you were crazy. The princess smiled. It was a small smile, but it was real. My name is Yura. That is my real name. I wanted you to know it. Yura, Hyunwoo repeated. It was a beautiful name. It suits you. They sat down on his old couch. Yura looked around the tiny apartment. Hyunwoo felt embarrassed. This place was so small and poor compared to what she must be used to. I like your home, Yura said, as if reading his thoughts. It is nothing special, Hyunwoo said. It is special to me, Yura replied. This is where I learned what kindness really means. They were quiet for a moment. Outside, they could hear voices. People were slowly coming out of their homes now that the Dragon Queen had calmed down. Everyone was talking about what had happened. The human who stood up to the Dragon Queen, the princess who had been hiding as a cat. What happens now? Hyunwoo asked. I have to go home, Yura said. Her voice was heavy with sadness. My mother needs me. My people need me. I have duties that I cannot run away from forever. Hyunwoo nodded. He had known this was coming. He had known from the moment she transformed. She was a princess. He was a factory worker. They belonged to different worlds. I understand, he said quietly. Yura took his hand. You gave me the best weeks of my life. When I was Bori, sitting on your balcony, eating fish with you under the stars, I was happier than I had ever been in 200 years. Hyunwoo felt tears in his eyes, but he blinked them back. I was happy too. You made me feel less alone. You will never be alone again, Yura said firmly. I promise you that. Before Hyunwoo could ask what she meant, there was a sound at the doorway. The Dragon Queen had returned. But she was not alone. Several Dracon officials stood behind her, carrying tablets and wearing formal robes. Human, the Queen said. Hyunwoo of Earth. My daughter has told me everything about you. Your kindness, your courage, your willingness to sacrifice yourself for someone you thought was just a stray animal. Hyunwoo stood up quickly and bowed. He did not know what else to do. Please stop bowing, the Queen said. There was something almost like warmth in her voice. You stood against me to protect my daughter. You do not need to bow to me anymore. She gestured, and one of the officials stepped forward. He held out a small golden badge shaped like a dragon. The Dracon Empire wishes to formally recognize your service, the official announced. You are hereby granted the title of Friend of the Throne. This is the highest honor we can give to someone outside our species. You will have free passage throughout the Empire. You will have protection under our laws. You will have a place at any table, in any home, On any world that belongs to us. Hyunwoo stared at the badge. He did not move to take it. I do not need honors. I just did what was right. The queen smiled. It transformed her face, making her look almost gentle. And that is exactly why you deserve them. Take the badge, Hyunwoo. You have earned it. He took the badge with shaking hands. It was warm to the touch, as if it held fire inside. There is more, the queen continued. The Draken Empire wishes to open formal relations with humanity. For too long, we have ignored your species. We thought you were weak and unimportant, but my daughter has shown me that humans have something we lack. You have the capacity for kindness, without expectation of reward. She looked at Yura with pride and sadness mixed together. My daughter chose to stay with you because you showed her love. Real love. Not the kind that comes from duty or power. The kind that comes from the heart. The officials behind her murmured. This was clearly big news. The Drakon Empire wanted alliance with humans, a species they had ignored for 50 years. I am just one person, Hyunwoo said. I cannot represent all humans. You already have, the queen said. Your actions spoke louder than any ambassador could. You showed us what humans can be at their best. Yura squeezed his hand. You changed everything, Hyunwoo. Because of you, our peoples will be friends. Because you fed a hungry cat on your balcony, Hyunwoo laughed. It came out strange and wet. Because he was also crying. I just shared my fish. It was not that special. Thanks for watching. The next stand with Kasterbid. Things why. It was everything, Yura said. The queen cleared her throat. There is one more matter. My daughter has made a request. She wishes to return here. Regularly. To visit you. Hyunwoo looked at Yura with surprise. Really? Yura nodded. I have to go home now. I have duties to fulfill. But I do not want to say goodbye forever. If you will have me, I would like to come back. To eat fish on your balcony. To look at the stars together. Like we used to. You want to visit me? Hyunwoo could not believe what he was hearing. A princess wants to visit a factory worker? A friend wants to visit a friend, Yura corrected him. That is all. The queen looked at her daughter with new eyes. Something had changed between them. The distance that had separated them for so long was starting to close. I cannot believe I am saying this, the queen said. But my daughter is right. Love does not care about titles or power. It only cares about hearts. And your heart, human, is one of the purest I have ever seen. She turned to leave. Yura. We must go soon. The Empire waits. Yura stood. She looked at Hyunwoo one last time. Then she leaned forward and kissed his cheek. Thank you, she whispered. For everything. She walked to her mother's side. As they reached the doorway, she looked back. I will come back in 1 month, she said. Make sure you have fish ready. Despite his tears, Hyunwoo smiled. I will. I promise. And then they were gone. The Dragon Queen and her daughter flew away into the stars, leaving behind a small apartment with a broken door and a lonely factory worker with tears on his face. But Hyunwoo did not feel lonely anymore. 1 month later, he sat on his balcony with a plate of fish and rice. The stars shone bright above him. His door had been fixed. Paid for by the Draken Empire, his apartment had a new heater, a new screen, and more furniture than he knew what to do with. But the best part was not the gifts. The best part was the small golden ship that appeared in the sky and landed on the station dock. A young woman with purple scales walked through the station, ignoring the stares and whispers. She climbed 47 levels without stopping. She knocked on a door that now had her name written beside the human's name. Hyunwoo opened the door with a smile. Welcome home, Bori. Yura laughed and hugged him tight. It is Yura, remember? You will always be Bori to me, he said. They sat on the balcony together, eating fish under the stars. Just like they used to. Just like they always would. Far away, the Dragon Queen watched through a magical screen. She saw her daughter laugh. She saw her daughter happy. And for the first time in 3,000 years, she understood what love truly meant. All because a lonely human shared his dinner with a hungry creature on his balcony. The galaxy would tell this story for generations. The tale of the factory worker and the dragon princess. The story of kindness that changed everything. But for Hyun Woo and Yura, it was not a story. It was just their life. And it was beautiful.